Are you ready to scale your business, but you find yourself stuck in the same spot, hiring the same type of people over and over again? Your business is like a revolving door where you always have new people coming along, always trying to train them, and just in time for them to leave. Well, I've been there, and I just want to share some thoughts from my 15 years of finally having a successful business after a lot of struggle, coaching, training, and I hope that I can impart some of that wisdom to you. Now, John Maxwell tells us that if you want to grow, lead followers, but if you want to multiply, create leaders. So that's really the key to scaling your organization. You have to have people that you've scaled up, people that know how to think like you. Of course, they're going to have a different personality and do some things a little bit different, but you have to be able to replicate yourself, and you have to be able to create leaders that create other leaders, and not just create a continual follower, because otherwise you're just going to be following that same person over and over again and making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But if you have leaders in place, that really can free up a lot of your time. So what are the mistakes that a lot of people make, a lot of small business owners make in that road to scaling? Well, we see that most live in maintenance mode. They're just trying to hold their ground. But true impact comes when we can multiply, when we can develop leaders who are developing others. But there's 5 different stages, and that's what I want to talk about to get to that state, to get to that step. Now, stage 1 is where 20% of business owners find themselves, the scramble stage. Now, this is a really depressing place to be. You're not really making any efforts to develop people. You're not really connecting with people. They're just in and out, high turnover, constantly replacing lost employees. Everybody's morale is super low. Everybody's exhausted. This is not a place you want to stay in. You got to try to figure out things as quick as you can to get out of the scramble mode. And stage 2 is survival mode. Now, this is where sadly 50% of businesses stay here. Now, scramble mode or survival mode, from scramble mode, the employees will stay. They don't get developed at all. So they kind of stay at the same place their whole career. Would you rather train them and lose them, as Zig Ziglar said, or don't train them and keep them? Well, you got to put some effort into developing these people. Otherwise, your organization is just going to stay average, no real progress. People are just going to stay in survival mode, hope to hang on to their job, and you're going to hope that they don't quit. And there's no real growth or excitement here for the business. It's just getting by. And of course, you're not going to scale like this. Now, stage 3 is Siphon. You've really started to make an effort to develop people. 10% of leaders get to this stage. They're developing people, but they're not growing the relationship enough. So you've developed this person to a certain level, but as soon as they get there, now they see other opportunities and they jump ship to your competitor. And now you've put this time and money into developing someone that just leaves. And this can be really frustrating in developing talent or finding that great person and then they leave. And you're constantly having to replace key players, and this makes for a lot of instability in your organization. Stage 4 gets really exciting. This is the synergy mode, John Maxwell calls it. 19% of leaders, he says, reach this level. In this level, you have strong relationships, you have strong development, so you have high retention. People stick around for a long time because they're excited for the opportunity, they're excited for what's next. They get energy, progress, there's momentum, and it just really becomes an exciting place to work. People are satisfied with their jobs. They have high morale. You have a really lot of cohesiveness in your team. You've developed a strong team, a strong company to work for. Now, this takes a different level of commitment to build connections. It's not easy, and this is something that I struggled with for a long time. You got to get past the emotions of when somebody that you do connect with leaves, because that can be very hurtful. You've spent a lot of time with this person, you developed them, maybe you went to their kids' birthday parties, you've done all these things for them, and then they leave you. So you have to really work at this level and commit to it if you really want to grow your company, because there will be setbacks in all these stages. Now, the top 1%, they reach this point John Maxwell calls significance. They've developed leaders who develop other leaders. Now, you have a leader in your team. Now, we had some great managers like that were also bringing up the next person. They weren't so concerned about losing their job that they didn't want to develop somebody else. Instead, they realized that I wasn't going to just replace them the second that they trained someone to do what they could do. But instead, we were just moving everybody up through the company. It escalated the the progress of every single person when you grow leaders. It influences, your influence multiplies exponentially because now your influence is reflected through the whole organization. It creates a lasting impact, and you've created a real culture of success and growth in your company. And that's what you really want to create, a place where people come to grow. You start to get a reputation as a developer of leaders, and a place where people can come and grow. So that's the stage you really want to work towards, significance. Now I have some more tips to get you there. I have my coaching clients that we really work a lot with on leadership. So what I want to do is give you my free delegation guide. So if you'll comment delegate in this video, I'll send that over to you. No obligation, you don't have to sign up for anything. If you do want to be a part of our newsletter and get these kind of tips regularly, then please do so. But that's all for today. Thanks.